So I'm working here mostly with the 4 R's of fertilizer application: the right source, the right placement, the right rate, and a right timing of fertilizer application. But my job here is most focused on the right placement of fertilizer application.
When you say placement, is that a problem that farmers may have that they may not know about, that it's a problem?
Yeah, because when you broadcast your fertilizer, that is the most common way of fertilizer application here in the United States, you are more likely to lose your fertilizer because when you have your nutrition all over the soil, it's more likely to be lost by erosion, by leaching, and also your nutrients are more likely to be tied in the soil. So they are not so plant available. And when you concentrate your nutrients nearby the plants, they are less likely to be tied to the soil profile and they are more likely to be uptake by the plants.
So really, that broadcast application of any kind of a dry nitrogen fertilizer or phosphate or potash, at that point in the fall, we've got it all over the field, but it may not be usable by the plant that next spring.
Yeah, you may lose actually your nutrition and you may not have so much response and yield in the end. That is the most important thing.
Okay, so maybe how did you go about researching this? What did you do to find out that this was a problem that could be repaired?
So we are actually, this is a problem that is very well known for a long time, and what we are trying to do here to research on it and make it improve it is we are trying to see if we apply this fertilizer in season, if we can have a better response in yield in the end.
So apply a dry fertilizer in season then. How are we doing that?
So we are applying this dry fertilizer. We apply by hand here because it's a research plot, so every single graduate shouldn't go there and apply by row, by hand. And this dry fertilizer applied in season is actually concentrated near the plant row, and we are seeing that it moves more through the soil profile than when you broadcast it.
Okay,
So it's more available for the roots.
we're putting it beside where is this to a growing crop then?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're putting it beside corn stalks that are coming up. We can't apply it underneath anymore.
No, because the plants are already in the field. They are already like V4, V6, so it's already a growing crop.
Okay, so are there any problems with applying dry fertilizer to a growing crop then?
I would say dry fertilizer is more safe than a liquid one because when you apply a liquid fertilizer, especially if you reach the leaves, you can burn the leaves, but with a dry fertilizer, it's less likely to burn the leaves. And actually, you're only gonna burn your leaves if you apply nitrogen. The other fertilizers are much more safer for the plants. So what we see is that is a very safe practice for farmers.
Okay, now what have you found out yield-wise as far as this research? Does it pay off?
Well, we can see that we actually have an increase in yield when you apply your fertilizer as a dry drop V6 to V4, as a V4 to V6 application.
Okay, is this a big yield boost or have you looked at other timings of it then?
So we are only applying at V4 to V6 because it's before the peak uptake of the plant. So the peak uptakes the phase of the growing season that the plant most need fertilizer and most need nutrition for its growing. So we apply before that because we want this nutrient to be available in this phase of plant growth. So we didn't really try to apply much later, also because when the plants are tinier, it's easier to apply the fertilizer. So that is another reason.
Okay. How much of a yield boost did you get from that V4 to V6 application period?
I would say it depends on where we are in the state, but I would say here in Illinois, we found in some of our sites like around 6 to 7 bushels of increase.
Okay. Is there any comparison in challenges in application other than just going through the field with a dry Y drop or something like that?
I would say the most challenging things is that we don't have machines, commercial machines yet to application of dry fertilizer in season, because we have the drop spreader fertilizer applicator, but that is kind of remove the point of making a banding fertilizer application, because we are actually studying the banding application, not the drop spreader. And the most common ways of application of dry fertilizer nowadays is the uh, broadcast. So we don't really have machines for banding.
Okay.
I would say that is the most problem that we
Okay,
have,
but I think part of
the biggest problem that we have.
part of the benefit of this is putting the fertilizer at the point of use instead of allowing it to wash off into the stream or down the drainage ditch.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. We appreciate the conversation with Gabriela Frago Fernandes and some good ideas that she's going to be presenting at Crop Physiology Field Day. So mark your calendar for August 1st, and you can get more of her information there and ask her some questions that you might be able to benefit, that might be able to benefit your operation and make it a little bit more efficient and increase your yield. Thanks for watching. I'm Stu Ellis.